Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Giomini wanted to come to you with a little bit of review, some last-minute reviews for tomorrow's Part 6 Percents Assessment. You'll see on the last slide it's actually a review of a Chapter 5 skill because every once in a while those old skills pop up. Take a look at the first one here. Similar to the quick check we discussed, went over, scored, and is in a wizard right now. Mr. Giomini enjoys reading in his spare time. On his bookshelf at home, he has 12 books dealing with the military, 7 about fitness, 10 about teaching, 4 books of poetry, and 11 self-help books. I think that 11 self-help should be even more. What percent of his book collection deals with fitness? Round your answer to the nearest tenth if needed. First thing I need to do is let's just figure out how many books Mr. Giomini has total. We have 12 with military, 7 with fitness, that's 19. 10 with about teaching, that's what, 29. 4 about poetry, oh my goodness, he reads poetry. What is that, 33. 11 self-help, what is that, 33 plus, is that 44 or something like that? Let me just double check here. 12, I like to put all the double digit ones first. 12, 10, 11, and then 7 and 4. 12 check, 10 check, 11 check, 7 check, 4 check. All right, let's add these up. So many books he has total on his shelf. 7 and 4 is 11. 11 and 1 is 12. 12 and 2, I think, is 14. 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 44 total, or I have 44. I'm talking about myself in the third person. I have 44 total books. Now, I want to know what percent deal with fitness. So I believe he had 7 fitness books, so that's 7 out of 44. Now, on the quick check today, I noticed many of you decided to do 44 on the inside and 7 on the out. There's this place called In-N-Out Burger. I think they're popular in California. In and out. In divided by out. Put the 44 on the out. Put a decimal here. Decimal here. We'll add a couple zeros because I need to round it to the nearest tenth if needed. That means it would terminate before that. 44 does not go into 7. 44 goes into 70 once. 44. I will now subtract. That is 6. That becomes a 6. That's 2. Bring down a 0. I'm going to guess this is a 5. Because I want to go 6, but that would give me 24 plus a 2. That's 264. It's too much. So that gives me a 20. 5 times 4 is 20 plus 2 gives me 22. Subtract. That's 4, 0, bring down another 0. How many times does 44 go into 400? I'm going to go with 9. That gives me 36. Put a 3 up here. 36 and 3, that's 39. That's pretty darn close. Subtract. That just leaves me with 4. Bring down a 0. It will not go into 4, so I'll put a 0 there. Now, I took this out 4 places because rounding nearest tenth means I will now times this by 100, which is simply moving the decimal 2 places to the right. That gives me 15 and 90 hundredths. This is a nice one to round. Underline, circle. I believe that 0 tells me to keep it the same. So my answer would be approximately 15 and 9/10 of his book collection deal with fitness. All right. Let's move on. In a survey, 46 people, which was 20% of those surveyed, chose red as their favorite color. How many people were surveyed? Let's do this 2 different ways because I know those of you out there that love proportions and there's some of you that like equations. Let me divide this up here into 2 different sides. So, where'd it go? There we go. Let's move my way. No, let's just that. So we'll divide this up. We'll come back here. So I know that 46 people, which was, that means that equals 20% of, which is times, those surveyed. How many people were surveyed? There we go. If I like to do equations, 46 is equal to 20%, but I'm going to change that 20% to a decimal, 2/10 of those surveyed. I would divide both sides by 2/10. Divide by 2/10. Now, I know there's an easy way to do this. Bear with me. I'll show you even a quicker way to do this. This gives me 46 divided by 2/10. Move it over 1. Move it over 1. Add the 0. That's 2. That gives me 4, so there's nothing left over. That's 3. That gives me 6. Hey, look at that. It would be 230 people. 230 people. Now, if you like proportions, we know proportions are something equals something. All percents are over 100. We have 20%. We know 20% is equal to 46 people. Then I have my x here. And then I cross product divide. That gives me something like 4,600 is equal to 20 times x. We then divide both sides by 20. Divide both sides by 20. Let's see here. I'm going to cut the zeros off. That gives me 460 divided by 2. Half of that gives me 230. I like that. Same answer. Now, another one you might have done. Most of you know that 20% is equal to 1/5. Well, if 1/5 equals 46, that means I have 1 out of 5. That means I have 5 groups total, because 5/5 is equal to 1 whole, which is 100%. I times by 5. So times this by 5, that'll give me 30. 20 plus 3, that's 23. Look at that. All 3 algorithms give me the exact same answer. Tomorrow on the assessment, I'm not looking for anything in particular. I'm looking for the answer 230 if that was a question on the assessment, which is not. But you see how you can use multiple methods to get the same answer. Take the next one. Your current cell phone bill is $106.25 per month, assuming you don't exceed your data plan. If I continue on, the phone provider, which would be Verizon or AT&T or Sprint or whatever, T-Mobile, whoever you have, offers you a 15% discount if you get a friend to sign up with them. How much will next month's bill be if you get a friend to sign up? Well, right now I'm paying $106.25. But if I get a friend to sign up, I get a 15% discount, meaning I'm going to take away that money from my bill. So it would be bill minus discount would give me my new total. But first, let's figure out what my discount is. So really, I have to figure out is what is 15% of $106.25. When I'm dealing with percents, that of would tell me to multiply. I need to convert that to a decimal. So 15 hundredths times. This is not a percent, so the decimal does not move. Now, this is a bunch of math here. Let me see if I can do this right. 106 and 25 hundredths. I do not have to line up decimals when I multiply. This just ironically lines up. And now I multiply. 5 times 5 is 25. The 2 goes up there. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12. 1 goes up here. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 1 is 31. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 3 is 3. And 5 times 1 is 5. Cross this guy out. Add a 0 to hold the place value. We have 5, 2, 6, 1, and 1. Let's add this up. 5, 7, 3, 9, 6, 1. Well, I get $169,000 off. Oh, wait, decimal point. Forgot about that. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, my guess is that the phone company will not round your discount up. So I'm just going to keep it there. This is my discount. Now recall, up on the top, to find the total price, I need to take the original price, which was I was paying $106.25 a month. My friend signed up with Verizon, or whoever I have. Now Verizon says, hey, guess what, Scott? You get $16.93 off. Now my new bill for the following month will look something like this. 5 minus 3 is 2. I cannot take 9 from 2, so that becomes a 12. That is a 3. This would make this a 5, this a 9, this a 0. Well, obviously I can't, so that becomes at 15. That's why that's a 9. So I have 15 minus 6 is 9. 9 minus 1 is 8. My new bill would be $89.32. Remember, when we're talking about bills or sales price, you have to take that discount and subtract it from the original price. Let's take a look at another one here. Hey, perfect example. Dick's Sporting Goods is having a closeout on certain Under Armour hooded sweatshirts. Sweatshirts. Let's make that plural. Grammar on the go. They are marked 55% off the regular price. The regular price is $79.95. Find the amount of the discount and the sales price. Now, if I were just to do some estimating, boys and girls, $79 to me rounds to $80. 50% would probably round to 60, but I know that 50% is the same as half off. So I'm figuring out what is half of 80. Well, that would give me approximately $40. My answer, somewhere I'm getting a discount of around $40 because I have to find the amount of the discount and the sales price. So find the discount, find the sales price. Find is our verb. I am getting 55%. I have to find out what is 55% of $79.95. I again have kind of an ugly multiplication problem here, but I've been multiplying for a long time. This changes to a decimal, which is 55 hundredths. I'll put the 55 hundredths here. 5 times 5 is 25. 9 times 5 is 45. Plus a 2 gives me 47. 9 times 5 is 45. Plus 4 is 49. 35 plus 4, I think, is 39. Done with those 5s. Let's see. 25, 45, 47, 45, 49. 35. Okay, good. Put a 0 there. Even old guys like that. Now, I noticed that this is just 5 times the same thing. So can I just do 7, 9, 9? Let's see. Oh, there we go. There's my mistake. I forgot to put that 5 there. Cross that out. That'd be a 0. So since I'm multiplying everything the same numbers go under there. Just I kick it over a slot. Or place value, I should say. Add up this discount. 5, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 12, 13, and 4. Move over 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now again, Dick's is not going to round up that discount. So I am getting $43.97 off of that once hoodie that cost $79.95. This is my discount. Sales price. Take what the original price was, subtract from it $43.97. That's 15. That is 8. That becomes an 18. That is 9. That becomes an 8. That would be 5. That would become 3. I think I'm paying $35.98. Makes sense to my estimate. My estimate was about 40, but that was when I was taking 50% off of 80. I'm now taking 55%, so another 5%. That'd be like another, approximately $4. Amazing reason with me. There is my sales price. Let's take a look at another one. 54. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. 54 is decreased to 16. Calculate the percent change. Remember what we do here. Let me type this out. We take greater value. Subtract from it the lesser value. We divide that by the initial value. And then we could times all that by 100. And then we just times by 100. Oh, sorry. Times by 100. Let's take a look and start to substitute values in. That would make sense with this formula that I've just written up here. I now have greater value. Well, that's obviously it's 54 minus 16 divided by the initial value, which is 54. The initial has to be 54 because I started to decrease something to get 16. I can't start at 16. I start with 54. And I times that by 100. Well, I know that if this was 54, let's see here. If I take 10 away from 54, that gives me 44. I take 6 away. I think that gives me 38. So that'd be 38 divided by 54 times 100. I could simplify this fraction, make the division a little easier. I might just do what is 38 goes in. 54 goes out. Decimal, decimal. Add a couple zeros here. That's a 0. Let's see. I might try. Let's see. 6 times 5 is 30. 7 times 5 is 35. I'm going to try 7. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 5 is 35. Plus 2 gives me, I think, 37. That's 2. Bring down the 0. Nothing. Bring down another 0, so that won't go in. 54 goes into this. 4 times would be nice, but that'd be over, so I have to go 3. That's 12. That gives me 16. I subtract. That is 8. That becomes 3. Bring down a 0. Oh, I see a pattern here. I see some type of repeating. My guess is I move it over 2 places to the right because I'm going to multiply by the 100. That is 70 and 37 hundredths. Now, how do I go about rounding to the nearest tenth? If I round to the nearest tenth, remember what I have there? I have, this is in a tenth, circle number in the hundredths place to the right of it. That would give me approximately 7 4/10, and we're doing percent change, and that would be a decrease. So I'll just draw a giant arrow. Okay, last little review. This is the one from the previous chapter. I am going to focus on part B. Write an equation. Oh, we don't like writing equations. Write an equation that can be used to find y, the total amount of money collected for selling X concert tickets. So I need an equation to find y. So y is what I'm looking for. So y would equal. Now I have to do, what is it? Concert tickets. That's up here. What could I do here? I have 50 tickets. $275. 47 tickets. Let me see here. Let me erase that so I can see. Highlight my better. 50 tickets, $275. I'll just skip. 62 tickets, $341. So what could I possibly do? The amount of money collected. I'm trying to find how much money was collected. That's the y, and this is the x. So I'm doing something to this to get y. I guess it could be addition because it's bigger. It's not going to be subtraction, so I'll cross that out. It's not getting smaller, so it's not division. It could be multiplication. Now, let me see something here. I have $275. I'm going to see how many times 50 goes into it. So that's 50. Let's see here. Decimal, decimal, just add some zeros. I think 50 goes into 200. What is that, 4 times? And then 275, wouldn't that be 5 times? So that's 0, that's 25. I think that gives me 250. Oh, look at that. 5. So what I'm really doing is that means each ticket, oh wow, each ticket equals $5.50. If I want to find out the amount of money collected, wouldn't I just do, hey, $5.50, or I'll just do 5 5/10, and I'll multiply that by, because the inverse of division is multiplication. I wouldn't divide to find how much money I collected. I found out money collected divided by 50 and realized, hey, each ticket was $5.50. So to figure out how much money I would make, I would take 550 and times that by X, which in this case is the number of tickets, to get Y, which is money collected. Okay, that's how you can infuse 2 variables into this equation. This is a great question to kind of brush up on, as well as the rest of them. I wish you well tomorrow. Take care. Bye.